Hi, I'm Vampy and today I'm going to talk to you about getting started with your EEW Nano 2.1. So on the table I've got some of the things that come in the pack. I'm going to talk you through all the bits. First, get out of the way the bits I'm not going to be using today. First is your USB power brick. This is for North America. If you're elsewhere in the world, just get something that plugs into your mains on one side and has a USB-A on the other side. Second is the power extension cord. This connects to your power brick and to your cable, your little switch, to allow you to be a longer distance from your mains. But I'm going to be using battery today. I do not need that. Next is these little suction cup feet. These fit into the base here and slide across, and then you can attach your Nano to any smooth surface, and that will help stop it moving around and also isolate it from any vibrations. I'm not going to be using those today, so I'll put that out of the way. Next, we have this spares bag that has spare parts. It has those suction cup feet in it, has spare bits of everything that comes with it, and it also has the instruction manual. So if there's anything I mentioned today that you can't quite remember, take a look in there, it'll be in there. All these bits left are things we're going to be using. So first, let's put the bobbin together. These bobbins come in three parts, a central core and two ends, and each of the end has a black bearing in. If you turn the ends over, you'll notice they're not actually the same. This one is flat and this one has a whirl on the end. So make sure you have one of each. Then it's just a case of screwing each end into place. It's very, very simple. Then we have the body itself, and again it's fairly self-explanatory how it all goes together, but I will show you anyway. We have this flyer, and the flyer has an orifice reducer in this purple bit here that can pull out. If you're spinning a very thick yarn, you'd want to pull that out and remove it, but I'm going to be spinning something fairly thin, so I'll leave that in. We also have the yarn guides ready installed that move up and down the flyer arms. So I'll put the bobbin onto the flyer shaft. There's a little bit of resistance because it has O-rings to cradle it and help it run a little bit more smoothly. Out on the far end, I'll put this bearing. If you notice, this one is white. This is a slightly different size to those, the ones in the bobbin, which means it only fits on the flyer shaft as far as I've put it on there. There's a little lip that stops it going any further. Then I have my drive band, and that goes over this groove here. I take each bearing and slide it into the cradle, just like that. I take the drive band and pull it over the front pulley, and take the brake band and pull it over the back into this groove on the back of the bobbin. And there we go. Now, when I'm ready to start spinning, I would attach the switch and the battery, but for the time being I'm just going to talk you through the controls so you can see the buttons and what they do. So this first one here is our speed dial. So down there is not moving at all, and all the way around to the right is maximum speed. The next one here says mark Z and S. That is your direction switch. That changes the direction of the flyer. So when it's on Z, the flyer will spin clockwise. When it's on S, the flyer will spin anti-clockwise. The convention is to spin your singles Z and apply them together S, but it doesn't really matter if you choose to do it the other way. Next here, this is where our power will connect, and here is your brake band, your tension adjuster. So the reason we use this is to get a yarn to wind onto the bobbin. How this works is this motor here will drive this pulley. This pulley via the drive band will turn the flyer, and without any brake band the bobbin will turn at the same speed as the flyer. That means you'll just be adding twist and adding twist and adding twist, but it won't go anywhere. So we have a brake band here to slow the bobbin relative to the flyer, and that allows the spun yarn to wind onto the bobbin. So you can see there's a knob that the cord winds around on that side, and a spring on this side that lets us get a fairly nice even constant tension. So we're all set up and ready to go. The next thing we need is a leader. We've got a bit of yarn here. It's sock yarn and it's about 1 metre long, and I've folded it in half, and you can see here I've tied it into a loop. So I have a loop of yarn, and to attach this to the bobbin in the way that it won't slip, I put it round the back and open the loop here. Lift the camera up a little bit. I put it around the back and open the loop, and then pull the long end through the loop. Now again, I keep a loop here and put this end around the back and grab it through the loop. And what I've done now is I've got a half hitch going in each direction, so that means it won't slide in either direction, so I can start spinning S or Z and my leader won't slip. Okay, so leader's all ready. Now to thread this up, I need to make sure my front yarn guide, the one nearest the orifice, is pushed as far as it can towards the front of the spinner. If it ends up kind of moving over here, then you'll have some friction between your yarn and the bobbin. So this front guide always stays in the position it's in. This guide here moves and dictates where the yarn winds onto the bobbin. So I will thread those through here. And on these magnets here is my orifice hook. I will put that through the orifice. You can see it coming out here to grab my leader and pull it back out. And now my spinner is all threaded up. Now before I start spinning, I'm going to just experiment a little bit, make sure my tension is right. So I can see I've got quite a lot of deviation in this band when I press it, and that seems about right to me. If this was really tight, then chances are I'd have too much take up. So I have my battery here. I'm just plugging my large USB into the battery and the smaller USB into the Nano. And on the switch here, you probably can't see on the video, but it has a 0 and a 1. So the 0 is off and the 1 is on. At the moment it's on 0. So I will turn my battery on. And if I turn my switch on, nothing happens because my speed's on 0, and that's what I want. I can slowly increase the speed here and the fly will start turning. To check my take up, I just move my hand forwards and see if the yarn winds on. And it does, that's perfect. So I'll pull that out and let this yarn untwist, just let it go. Now, if I found, I'll take my tension off and show you what happens. This is not doing anything now. If I have this low tension, I'll try and feed it on and it will just kind of bunch up before the orifice and not go anywhere. So that's obviously not right. I want it tight enough to wind on. And likewise, if it's so tight that it starts to pull it out of my hands, that's not good either, so I would adjust it. I'll try this again. Okay, lovely. That's pretty good. So you can see I've been turning it on and off using this switch and leaving the speed dial as it is. I could also use the speed dial to turn it on and off. So I can turn it on here and then go back down to 0 and then adjust here as I want. The advantage of using the switch is that you can set a single speed and have it be at that speed when you turn it back on. So I have my leader all threaded. I'll check it's threaded through here, nothing's touching, nothing's rubbing. I'm ready to start spinning. I have this commercial top. This is a bit of blue face Leicester. If I pull a little bit out, I can see my staple length is about that long. That's fairly long, so my pinching hands will need to be that far apart to get it to draft. So I will just pull the tip of that fibre and wrap it through my loop. Put this right off the edge so you can see my hands. So I will turn that on and then slowly up the speed. And then I can draft and spin. Now, if you're new to spinning, after you've watched this video, now you know the basic controls, you'll probably want to go to the Dreaming Robots website and watch the 5-part series called eSpinners for Beginners. In that, I go over exactly how to do all the spinning stuff, so how to choose sort of fibre, how to draft, how to make your singles, how to ply, and how to finish your yarn. As once you know how to control your spinner, you'll need to know all those things. But for now, that's all you need to know about this lovely little wheel. You turn it off here, turn it on there, or adjust the speed. If you want to see the full range of speeds, so I can go quite slowly here if I was spinning a very thick yarn, or just if I were drafting slowly. If I turn it right up, then it goes at about 1100 RPM at the top speed, and I can use that to spin a fairly fine yarn. And that's really all there is to it. It works the same way as any other Scotch tension wheel or eSpinner, so you could also try Googling that if you have any problems. But if there's anything you think I can help you with, just reply to this video with a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you.